Lotus is just about to enter the new ranked queues, and I want to show you guys the best way to play Skye in any scenario on this map. First, we'll break down what Lotus is. Lotus, the map as we know it, is a map with 3 bomb sites, 2 of which have very long angles, and 1 of which, the B site, is known for its very short angles. Long angles and short angles dictate an awful lot about what you should be buying as a Skye player on the map Lotus. This brings us to the first step of this video, buying. So as a Skye on this map, the weapons that you buy on A and C will be the same each time. Each time that will not change. For pistols, my go-to is a Ghost with a Trailblazer. Always having a dog for info, you have 1 flash to get aggressive, and a Ghost to take long angle fights. This will also apply on the C site. If it is, of course, you enjoy taking the long angle fights. I personally like to do that, then I can fall back if I don't feel like I'm going to win the fight. Here's a clip of me holding A with a Ghost. Oh, I'm fucking dead.
There's two more. Jack, you're not scared of them.
One enemy remaining.
Then for the B site, which is the only one I didn't give for a Ghost, I use a Shorty. Everyone knows me, I've been a shotgun player for a long time. Shorty is the way to go forward. I buy a Shorty with the dog and the extra flash. Don't buy shield.
One hit.
Oh my, this built that bro. Shut up, man.
That. One enemy remaining.
Oh, fuck. Well, Andy, she's fair deal. You'll buy what's left of her. She's a bit old. Next step is the eco buy. What do you buy on ecos when you play on Lotus? The optimal buy that I find, the best one as well if you're buying up in any certain scenario on Skye, is Stinger Shorty. Now, when it comes to util, prioritize an extra flash and maybe a dog. That will also be helpful in any scenario. So always having a stinger I like to have, just if you can play exactly as close as I did in the first clip. Get up around the corner and all of a sudden you're in their face with a weapon that can do some serious damage in about a half a second. And of course, always to have a Shorty for the same reason. If your stinger runs out of bullets, a Shorty can also just seal the deal and get the job done. Same applies on the C site, even though you may not get to do shots like these. It just doesn't seem worth it. You can try immediately cross over at the start of the round and avoid being caught, or if push comes shove, you hold this angle nice and tight. This angle here is just about in the spread for a stinger, so you can get damage done and probably kill someone from this range with this weapon. 950 credits, by the way. And once again, on that eco round, a Shorty is almost always a constant. This shotgun, worth 150 credits, can turn around rounds in a heartbeat. And the buy for the B site, in my opinion, should always be a Bucky with a Frenzy. Now, a Frenzy is a bit of a strange buy. That's going to be your distance weapon if you do end up pushing out. So, naturally, you'll play the same way you do on pistols, where you can dog out and try and get any info on people around here and this general area. Or, you hold and you wait for magic to happen. And often you'll find that magic will happen. You got to be ready to shoot with this shotgun. Finally, the full buys. Now, this one's going to differentiate depending on how you play or where you play or what you play around. But for me, on a map like this, if I don't have an Omen, for example, or an Astra, where they could put down nice smokes to shoot through, I'll play with a Vandal. So I use a Vandal and a Shorty, and I'll use the exact same on C. As always, you don't have the same buy on B site as you do anywhere else. So for if you're playing B on your defensive rounds, a Judge and a Frenzy will always, and I mean always, help you out. Using the dog the same way you would on pistol, always just using it very quickly to find people around this area or towards spawn. You can sit up here, or if you clear it all out, you can just walk out freely with your flash in hand, and you can do my pop flash that I've learned from Akib. Easy. Retaking is also very straightforward on this map. A dog from here can clear out an awful lot of information. Send it down the drop. Let it clear sight as you walk along. And if you can, well, if you can get it to jump in to check behind tree. Maybe you can start your dog here for the same reason if the teammate's already cleared out below, but this is always a risk. I personally don't use my flashes for information, but if you don't have a dog and you really want that info, another good spot to pop the flash is right there. You would have saw on the map, it popped right here. That there catches inside the door and anything in, probably, well, I say anything, almost everything outside of your line of sight. The only place kind of uncovered will be inside of this little tabernacle, I want to call it. Retaking on B for the same reason. If you're going to approach, a dog always comes in handy. If you have the dog, use it and use it well. Clear out any of the links your teammates aren't in. So if you don't already have control of this A link, you're going to want the dog over to the right and clear out towards the back. And if you don't have control of this link at all, you'll want to control this side. This area here is almost always going to be contested, so a smoke here will always do no harm. Always ask your teammates to use their utility. There are no good information flashes you can use here unless you want to pop a flash just in the open in general. So again, I'll track on the map for that one. You want to pop it pretty much here, just so it covers all bases, but realistically no one's going to be peeking. Whereas retaking B without a dog is very hard, retaking C without a dog isn't as hard as you would think. There are lots more corners to deal with, but one flash that I like to use to get all of the information, and I'll track it on the map to show you guys, is this one. It pop flashes in the air up here. Now when it's up here, you're spotted from back here, on site, and even if you're peeking the person coming out from connector from back hall as well. It's very easy to clear out the space with that one flash. But that's enough about defending. Now we start to attack. Now we start to attack on A. A lot of the times I've seen people try and smoke this choke right here, which is useful, I suppose, if you're defending, but for me it gives me more space. So what I like to do is, if this spot here is smoked, which it often is, I dog from here. My dog will initially then go in towards side. I'll clear a door first, then I'll jump through and check the inside of the small hut building. And using my flash, which I assume will be out of a smoke, if they have smoked here, I'll either flash directly out of it, which I can just flick it there to show you guys for context reasons, or if they haven't smoked this, you flash a little bit deeper so it gets this line of sight as well, and you can try walk in and take some space. You're going to be the primary duelist here, guys. This is what I'm trying to teach you. So now we go in towards C. If you're trying to attack the C site, what I love to do is take this first fight against anyone that may peek out from the bottom of this C main area. If they don't fight it, which sometimes they'll jump spot it and then fall back. If they choose not to fight this, get up as far as here, get your dog, and immediately start about clearing like any corners. Around sight, up and around, jumping. It clears out so much space having a dog here. They can hide in this connector here, and then they could have also hidden from the dog if they played back in towards this area. I think it's called Hall on the map. Let me check here. It's called Hall. They're the only two spots they can hide from the dog if they let the dog run the whole way through. And then finally, the only pistol spot that does not contain a ghost. And for the same reasons, we use a shorty. Getting up to this corner here will always be a nice start. Even if you can get as far as here, by all means. Either works. Either works really easily. Dogging first, you'll want to clear the wood box and dog towards this connector. Never use your dog to go the long way towards this spot here, because normally you'll want to smoke this. It won't give you too much havoc. Dogging towards here in this connector allows for a teammate that may be playing A to crunch an A-Link player, or it can spot a player who may be peeking somewhat unexpectedly, trying to hold this angle from the top of, well, what's here called? Upper? Same thing. Once again, we can talk about eco rounds and force rounds. A and C will still contain a stinger. This round here, if you don't have a dog, you won't be able to use it the same way, of course, but having two flashes can work the same way. If someone tries to peek you and give you problems early, sometimes a pop flash like that, which may blind your teammates, will also get this player off an angle and stop them from shooting. Sometimes flashing your teammates is for the greater good. Don't be dissuaded. Again, if you have two flashes, which one of the things I will promote almost every time, buy two flashes on Skye. With your second flash, you should always be trying to take some extra fight. If your first fight got you away from a tough spot, your second flash should be one to lock in a kill. So if I was to run around site, I'd look for a person and I'd pop the flash in their face just to be annoying. So, bang! Pop. You get the idea. Very simple. Approaching C should be very similar. Getting up as far as here, provided you haven't been contested. Using your dog to clear out towards backside. Again, exact same dog, exact same utility. And if you have that extra flash, this time, you can flash into Link. Just to give you that information, just to give you that bit of safety. And as I mentioned, whenever you play towards B, Bucky and Frenzy should always be your optimal buy. Walk in the same way. Dog for first contact, clear wood box, and jump towards Link. If you can get into Link, all the better with the dog. That was a poor dog from me. Then, if you need to, flash out the corner and have flash in hand as you walk through sight. You can get as far as here, which is the best choke point to hold with a Bucky, and that is dangerous. Attacking works the same way with full buys as it would with any other weapons. The difference is that you can take longer fights this way around. So with the Vandal this time you can actually take aim fights instead of using util straight away. Same works on C, same works everywhere else. Full buys don't really deter how you're going to change from your eco rounds. You're going to be running and trying to take some picks as quick as you can the exact same way. However, there are a few places post-plant which I want to show you guys. Post plant, my favorite spot ever is this spot. I always have a pocket shorty or a shotgun to run with, so this choke here is perfect if you're trying to stop a fast retake. Here's a quick clip of it in action in a tournament.
For Team Sir Marcus, unfortunately, it's the last round. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's not gonna feel good. They're both completely blind.
Same idea on B. If you can get up as far as this point, provided this has been smoked off, this is the perfect choke you can hold with a shotgun. And if not this spot, here works the exact same way. And finally, my C post plant spot, which I love to hold with a shotgun once again, is right here. Post plants in an aggressive Skye play style should have you sitting back and taking that first hit. You should be first contact, maybe the first person to die at the time of someone taking a hit. The final thing I'm going to show you are some flash lineups that I have, and I call them lineups. They're just for information. The easiest ones you can do initially from here around the corner should tell you if someone's there. The longer a flash travels, the, well, less valuable the information is, because even if it pops and someone's not there, someone could walk into that space. That's a very easy flash to use for a long distance flash. Towards B, I like to think of this the exact same way. I'm going to send this one up through upper if I can. It got caught, but it's supposed to go through upper to try and just spot anyone out here. Again, the longer the flash goes, it's not actually ideal, but it is a good information flash if you're not comfortable using them aggressively. And finally, same as here, once the barrier drops, send the flash, get it around the corner. As simple as you like. If you found this Skye guide to be useful, be sure to leave a like and comment what your favorite part of this video was. I want to make more videos like these. Just tell me what maps you want me to do them on, or if you want me to do them when we do get more maps. I'm happy making content like this. Just let me know what more you want to see from me again down below in the comment section. Like and subscribe if you're new, and be sure to follow all of my socials, which will show up now at the end here. Bye bye guys.